Fair warning to anyone tuning in tonight. This will probably be very visually slow. I haven't the first clue on how to do all this stuff, so I need to get one. I was going to try to do some research before I began tonight, but I did not get the time. So I'll be learning as we go. Sorry. I have no idea if this thing is going to work at all or not. Well, we'll give it a go. And by this thing, I mean a screen. I know the screen says that you need to load an image and blah, blah, blah. I don't have an image to load, so here we go. I don't even know exactly what connection this thing's going to get power through. Since we have no power to the screen, let's just plug in some 5-volt power. I was afraid that this might be the case. No signal. All right. Whether or not we get a signal, I have no idea. So, time to start reading. Right, so last night, I downloaded these softwares that we're seeing here. So first thing, let's install this balance or Balena etcher or whatever it's called here. Well, that seems simple enough. Alright, how do I put an SD card in my laptop? Question I should have answered before I started tonight. I believe I have a micro SD card slot on the side of my laptop here. Let's see if this inserts. There we go. Change device. Well, this is fun. A big white window. Let's try it again. There we go. Don't know why that was so hard the first time. Oh, looks like that'll take a few minutes, so let's start looking at the manual. Hmm. So it says write it to the SD card. What do you do after you write the SD card? I do not know. I guess you just stick it in the Raspberry Pi and turn it on. And some sort of magic happens, I guess. Better question is, where in the world do you put the SD card? Does the Raspberry Pi not have an SD card slot? Okay. Well, that's news to me. I was thinking it would have one built in. Oh, there it is. It's hiding in the back of the Raspberry Pi. So, the screen I have for the Raspberry Pi is not going to work. What do I do? Let's see if I have some cable that came with my portable screen that I'm not using. Well, if one came, I don't know where it's at, because it's not in the box. Alright, flash complete. Wait, what? No idea what just happened. Oh no. Let's just see what happens when I stick it in the Pi, I guess. Meanwhile, I guess I can try to find another SD card and see if I have any better luck. Oh. There's life. I'm going to grab a keyboard. Maybe.
Good evening, sir. How are things going?
Well, the Pi at the moment, when you stick an SD card with an operating system on them.
I'm sorry, did it not work, you said?
No, I said the Pi's doing what the Pi's do when you... Never mind. It looks actually like it might be done. I'm looking for what in the heck I did. I have a extra keyboard that I don't really use much. And
I find that I've got a Logitech one with a trackpad built in. And I find that is really useful. When I'm doing this.
We're talking about somewhere. I use it. I want to have a keyboard out in my living room, or out in my. Basically, I have a bunch of wires running through the wall. Ah, there you are. For putting like whatever's on my computer out onto the main screen.
Oh, okay.
And I have that exact a Logitech keyboard with a trackpad.
Yeah, those are pretty slick. I like
right here.
Yeah, I am actually still working. Actually, you know what? Screw it. Nobody else is going to be doing anything tonight. I'll get up early and do the reports. So yeah, I was. Let me get the stream running so I can see what you're doing.
Welcome.
Or let me get connected to the YouTube.
Typo right in the beginning. Welcome your new Duet 3.
Are you running Duet? Yep. DNS. What? What do you mean I've got no internet? Hold on.
That's cool. I can see the Duet web interface and everything. Ah, this is such a tiny screen. Oh my gosh.
You know what? Give me a sec. I'm going to see if I can find my 100-foot Ethernet cord. You guys are just like disastrous.
I don't know the first thing about how to set up your wireless connection on Raspberry Pi.
Oh, give me a sec. I'll be right there. Okay. I have no internet on my desktop computer for whatever reason, but I have 100 feet of Ethernet cable. So there we go. I can actually have 100 feet of Cat 6 cable, and it's flat. But what I really need to do is actually run a cable from my networking switch out to the corner of the room where I do most of my work. Okay. I'm trying to see why I don't have a network connection. Not only that, so the computer that actually I can sit at and really see what you're doing. There we go. All right. So let's see if I can make this big enough so I can see what you're doing. So
maybe I can.
So have you already got the Duet Pi software loaded on the Pi?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You're gonna give me a screen share? Okay.
I'm gonna do what I can. It might look
Well,
really stupid. Let's see what happens.
That's okay. Do you know the IP address of your Pi? Your Pi is not connected to the wireless, right?
No, I don't know how to do that. That's what I need to figure out first.
Okay. All right. Well, while you're doing that, and you're going to give me a screenshot, I'll give you some commands that you can run. First of all, you're going to you're going to right-click on that and exit full screen. Okay.
1 second.
Okay.
All right. So right-click on what exactly?
On your Pi screen. Yeah. So right-click on your Pi screen and exit full screen, or hit F11.
Okay. F11. No, either way, I think I've exited it. So now what?
Well, you want to get out of full screen. There we go. And so you can close that right now. That's just the browser. You can close that app.
I don't know how to close the Duet app.
So you see the little X in the upper right corner?
No.
There we go.
Oh, it pops up.
Okay.
Oh, that's...
All right.
There we go.
All right, so what you want to do is you want to find, you can close that, you can go to full screen on that one too.
Well, that's just the desktop now.
There we go. So on the desktop, you want to find the terminal app. The terminal application. There should be, it's like, I don't know.
LX terminal?
Yeah, that'll do it. Nope, I am not. There we go. All right. And once you get LX terminal up and running.
Let me see if I can do something about that glare really quick.
Okay.
So you can actually see what's on the screen, maybe.
The feeling whatever I'm about to do is really, really dumb.
Oops. Well, that didn't work.
Okay, in LX terminal. Now, your password is probably Raspberry, R-A-S-P-B-E-R-R-Y. Username is Pi. That's okay. I don't have to see what you're saying, but I can give you the terminal command that you need. Okay,
all right.
So from here, type sudo space.
All right. Could you spell whatever it was that you just said?
Sudo, S-U-D-0. So it's super user do. S-U-D-O, not D0, but S-U-D-O.
Oh, you said 0 the first time.
Sorry, yeah. All right, after that, space.
Okay.
Okay. Raspi, R-A-S-P-I. Dash config, C-O-N-F-I-G.
Is there a way to zoom in on a screen or something? Because
No, but you can plug that into a bigger display. It'll drive an HD display.
Well,
right.
I don't know that I have another display to put it in at the moment.
Oh, okay. So now you want to go down to the networking. And there you can enter your Wi-Fi credentials, your Wi-Fi network and credentials.
Oh. Oh, no. My phone with all my Wi-Fi information just ran out of battery.
Oh, no.
Well, that's good timing. Hold on.
Yeah, do what you need to. I'm going to crawl under my desk for a moment.
Sure.
I keep losing my Wi-Fi connection, so I'm just going to run a cable.
Oh, I thought you were trying to find it under the desk.
No. Well, the cable's back here. I have to plug it into the back of the computer. But I have to get to the back of the computer first, because it's underneath the
Oops. Get back in there.
whatever. need that speaker on my head anyway.
Oh. I think the information's printed on the router anyway. We just
All right. Well, that was interesting and exciting. I really need to clean out under my desk. Sorry, Mischief. Didn't mean to scare you. Now I got to walk to the other side of the house. I'll be right back.
no problem.
Hey, Siri, turn on the office light. Created a trip hazard. And not even a little trip hazard. What I really need to do is run this cable under the floor. Okay. So you see this needed to get the Raspi config networking stuff set up?
I think I did. I was trying to, not sure if it's connected or not.
You probably have to reboot.
Really?
Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. What you can do is you have to finish this. So once you figure the networking in here, go to where it says finish. And sorry, I'm having a hard time seeing what you're doing here. So
I'm having a hard time seeing what I'm doing here.
yeah.
All right.
And yeah. And it probably, once you exit it, finish, exit, whatever the command was, I don't remember. I don't have Pi up in front of me right now. You may have to, it may reboot. Worst case,
is there a way to restart it without having to pull power?
Yeah, you can do it. It's over in the lower left corner, the lower right corner, I mean.
Lower right corner?
Yeah, you see the power symbol in the lower right corner?
There's a log out. Oop. Oh, here we go. Reboot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think, there's something weird about the screen. It's like, I can read things that are small, but it seems blurry somehow. Like,
It may not be completely dialed in for that particular screen. Okay, so I'm just doing a speed test even while I'm streaming with you after I plugged in the cable. So my internet speed is 200 megabit per second. I've got an 8 millisecond unloaded and 12 millisecond loaded latency. And that's right from Norfolk to Ashburn.
oh, hell.
Which I think is pretty fast.
Alright. How do I sign into my router?
Did that not work?
No. I'm not sure what I need to do to sign into the router. 1 second.
Well, in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and load up a copy of the Duet Pi software onto the Raspberry Pi, and I'm going to leave it on SSH, and I'm going to terminal command into it.
Huh. I typed in what should be a Nighthawk IP address, and I am finding no Nighthawk. Oy.
Well, hey, Levi. Did you not eat the food in your own bowl? You're going to come over and eat this one?
You know, I find it kind of annoying that you can't look at the IP address in Windows 10.
You can.
I mean, not the IP address, the Ethernet password, you know, like you could in every other version.
The Ethernet password?
Yeah, because I thought it was a different password, and I'm confused at why it didn't work.
Uh,
And so I'm wondering, did I type something in wrong? Is the password not what I'm thinking it is?
yeah, that could do it.
Oh, it's lowercase. Darn it.
So I canceled the order for the blowers and reordered them from a different vendor. The vendor said that they're going to give me a refund because they're having trouble getting stuff shipped out. Um,
All right. Well, side note, what was the command again? Sudo what now?
sudo sud0 space raspi raspi dash config. Sounds like you've got a very busy chat room going tonight.
Yes. Probably about random.
I would very much like to be able to do like do a pop out on the YouTube. Oh wait, can I do that? Oh, I can do the mini player inside the web page, but I can't.
All right. How do you? Oh, there we go. Hey, I got internet.
Oh, you got internet on it now?
Yes.
So well, I need to. I guess what I forgot to do is restart the stream when I move the player.
No worries.
Hey, congratulations! Now you got internet.
Yep.
All right, now that you've got internet, let's do this. All right. Um, go ahead and open up a terminal on the Pi again, because you need to know what your IP address on the Pi is.
Is there some way to look at your system resolution first? Because this is driving me crazy.
Is it all blurry and stuff?
There's definitely something goofy about the way this is rendering. Like it's not rendering the right number of pixels. You know, it's trying to like stretch it or something.
Okay.
Monitor settings. Here we go. Huh. Hold on, let me see if I can look up the information on what I bought. I don't remember.
Okay.
Um, orders.
So one of the things you can do here is on your main computer, now that that's
Aha!
connected, what's that?
It is definitely wrong.
Ah, I got changed.
Resolution doesn't actually exist as one of the options.
400 by 800 or something like that?
No, it's 1024 by 600 is what the
Okay.
says it's supposed to, like, I specifically bought a screen that was supposed to be for a Pi 4. And this is, I think, what Daniel told me to get, too.
Okay.
It's just weird that the screen resolution doesn't even exist as one of the options.
You may have to go to custom. If you got a reference to the screen that you bought, I can look up some stuff for you while you're doing it.
Sure. One sec.
Hey, Sif, what you doing? What you doing, buddy? What you doing? Hi. You coming up to say hello?
Well, either way, I think this is at least better.
Okay. Try this. All right, so you've got the Pi desktop. I'm trying to see which desktop I've got set up on it. It's a Debian image based on Raspbian, customized. Here's what I was going to see is if we can get you up and running on BNC. Or so you're connected? Or you're up and running on your Pi?
Yeah, I'm running. 1 second. I'm trying something really quick.
Okay, where are you going? Well, that's one way to get back there. You can just, okay. That is a hot end. Please don't knock it on the floor. Come in.
Hmm.
You have a very active chat room going on tonight.
Yeah, when all three of them get going, meaning my my wife's sister, my wife, and their dad.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Set them up on a Zoom session or something.
What?
Why don't you just set them up with Zoom? And that way they can video chat.
I don't know. Never did Zoom myself.
Well, everybody's using Zoom now.
Never. I may have heard of it, but I don't know anything about it.
Zoom is currently being used a lot for the remote communications, remote work. I mean, I use Zoom at work. They replaced our WebEx with Zoom. So that's the thing.
Oh my God.
Silence! Silence, please!
How do you make it stop?
Did you just say please stop?
Alright, so there's this thing where you're supposed to do this command that's supposed to download, I guess, something, and then you can install it. It's basically the driver. And I type in this huge long thing that it wants me to type in, but it doesn't seem to be working.
Okay, so where are you at for loading that stuff?
Basically, it says type in sudo rm -rf lcd-show git clone https github blah 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 blah. And I'm assuming.
Wait one.
Oh, wait a minute.
The wget and stuff like that? Where are you finding this instructions?
It's in the manual for the LCD.
Oh, for the LCD. I'm sorry, you're trying to get the drivers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I don't know which, did you paste which driver you had?
Right.
Or which display you got? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I pasted it in live stream.
Oh, okay.
But here's, if you look at do you see the live stream right now?
Yeah, those are each of those is a separate line.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't really explain that, so I didn't do it as separate lines. Okay, let me try this again then.
Currently unavailable.
What is?
The display.
Well, you try to type in what I was.
No, I used the link, the Amazon link you put in there.
Oh, the screen. Yeah, you can't buy it right now. But that's true with a lot of things on Amazon.
There are treats everywhere. You should eat some.
There we go. Now something's happening.
Okay. Was that around $50 or so?
I think so. I can tell you what I paid for it in a second.
That's okay. There's a long runner capacitive touchscreen. What did it say?
The hell?
Thing is, they put these little 7-inch TFT screens, and then they have people with super tiny hands. You know, that they Photoshop into it. And it's like, really?
I keep missing things. LCD 7C.
It's really hard to.
There we go. I think something's happening. Oh.
Yeah, it's reboot. It's doing installs and then a restart.
Hey, I can see words. Hot damn.
Yeah, once you get the drivers right, there you go.
Yeah, that looks so much better. I can actually see stuff. Believe me, it's not nearly as blurry as the camera's making it look.
Oh, good.
Oh, that looks so good.
Good.
All right. I can actually see stuff on the screen now. I'm thrilled. Okay.
So let's do something here that might make this a little bit easier while you're working on it. We're gonna see if we can activate BNC on your Raspberry Pi.
Oh, we can do that, but I can pretty clearly see everything now, I think, so.
Well, the idea is that BNC means that you'll be able to connect to it.
Right.
Right?
No, it's still a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
All right. So I'm going to see if I can, I'm reading through the Duet instructions. So one of the things we should probably do, the Duet Pi, virtual SD card, firmware updates, monitoring, here we go. All right, so I guess the next thing that you should probably do is, let's see if we can get you your...
Oh, let me do one thing super quick here.
Okay.
This may be a stupid idea, I don't know.
What's in it?
I'm swapping out, so I just did, back when I was trying to figure everything out, I had just plugged it into a power source because I wasn't getting any image on the screen at all. I thought maybe I needed like an actual power source. So
okay.
Now I'm sticking a... There we go. So now I still don't have a touchscreen. I thought after all that the touchscreen would work. But okay, whatever. Let's move on.
Okay, so what we need to do is we need to find your configurations or something like that. I don't know if they've installed BNC on here, but they probably had. Let's see, Raspy. I gotta check something here. All right, so we're going to go back into a terminal.
Oh, it's so much better.
Uh-huh.
I said it's so much better. I can see things.
Yeah.
All right, I don't have to like put my face 3 inches from it.
Okay, yeah. So here we go. Now this is, you're going to do sudo raspy config again. All right, and then the password is Raspberry.
For some reason it said command not found. Sudo raspi
Dash config.
dash config.
Yep.
Stupid dash. All right, there we go.
Okay. And then you're going to go down to interface options. And then you're going to go over to BNC and you're going to activate BNC.
I was going to try to see if I can angle this a little better.
Okay.
So you can actually see anything at all on my screen.
Not a lot, but there you go. Sitting in a cardboard box.
Okay, 1 sec. Whatever. All right, so go down to what?
Interface options.
Interface options. I think I might have somehow selected a different menu. Here we go.
Okay. Can you see VNC?
Yes, I do.
All right.
I'm assuming I want to enable this, yes?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Next.
Okay. And yes, and then finish.
Okay.
Okay. And then let the go ahead and reboot that. And while you're doing that on your other computer, you want to get yourself a copy of Real VNC Viewer. Victor, November, Charlie.
Sounds
So,
familiar.
yeah, you might have it.
I don't have it on this computer, but I think I've used it before.
Okay.
Said real. Oop, hold on.
Yeah.
Is there a fake VNC viewer?
Maybe. No, I don't know.
Sorry. Stupid. Why does touchscreen not work? Did I plug it into the wrong hole?
I don't know. Is it plugged into USB?
No, there's two ports on the back. One's touchscreen, one's labeled power. And I have it in the one labeled power, so I'm not sure. Or, I mean, one labeled touch.
Okay. Your touchscreen drivers may not be set up right.
Well, I thought that was the whole point of the big long thing I just installed.
Maybe. Maybe, it may not be. There may be some configuration still to be done. Hey, dude. Hey, little fuzzy dude. What you doing?
Man, they're still going at it.
Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching.
They're up to 54 messages that I haven't read yet. It's like buzzing every 2 seconds.
It's not terrible. All right. So I'm building up my duet at the same time as you are. So do you have PuTTY on your computer as well?
No.
Okay. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to set up Raspberry. We're going to set you up with that first. So let's get your VNC rolling and
Okay. So, I'm assuming I want to access my remote computers.
You do.
Well, or should I make an account or something?
No, you don't need an account.
There's no computers in my address book.
That's okay. And this is real VNC viewer, right?
I downloaded it from realvnc.com. It just
Okay.
says VNC viewer though.
Yep, that's fine.
By realvnc.
Yep. So you just want to connect to a remote machine.
Right. How do I know what the address is?
Well, your address you'll be able to tell by sorry, I'm watching this change. Okay. So one of the things you can do is pop open your terminal real quick on the Pi. I don't know if I don't have a Duet connected to mine, so I don't have this Duet interface. But if you pop open a terminal and do ipconfig, and then space.
Do you need to do sudo ipconfig or something?
No, what's the command not found? Oh,
Correct.
sorry, ifconfig, ifconfig, space, dash all.
ifconfig space dash all?
Is it not coming up with anything?
Nope.
Just try ifconfig. Wait one. Oh wait, it's been deprecated. Hold on. Type IP space address. Oh wait a second. Yeah, just type IP space A. Either one. Hey,
right.
There we go. Sorry, I'm a little bit behind the times. The ifconfig has been deprecated. It's been replaced with IP. So you should see a Wi-Fi, WLAN in that listing somewhere. I can't really see it.
Yeah, there's a WLAN.
Okay, that's your wireless network. And that IP address is the IP address you'll use in your VNC viewer.
So my question is, this is one thing that bugs me on my other printer. Oops, typing on the wrong screen.
Okay.
Sometimes the IP address gets reassigned, and I have to figure out what it is, and it's annoying.
From your router, you can set that as a fixed IP. You can tell your router that the IP address won't change.
Is there a default username and password?
There is. It's Pi is the username.
Okay.
Password is raspberry. Raspberry, just like you did.
There we go.
And then you'll have a bigger screen you can look at, and a screen you can share. How's that?
Nice.
So now you'll be able to jump in there and remotely access this computer with the interface, with the screen interface that you would normally see. How's that?
Cool.
Okay, now in your terminal on your Raspberry Pi, you have some new commands that you're going to have to type.
All right.
Okay, and you can do it from the big screen. There we go. Here we go. You ready?
Sure.
So over on the Duet page, it says, here's the things you need to do. We're going to run some updates on your Pi. And running the updates is going to be a matter of having two commands. First command is sudo, super user do. See those two commands?
Yeah, hold on. Let me move this to a different monitor so that you can still see the, there we go.
Okay.
So the apt-get update?
Yep. I'm going to see if I can make this bigger. Now, one of the things YouTube has done is the default quality is much lower. There we go. I'm forcing it to HD. Now I can see what you're doing.
Here, let me just switch it so that only my screen is shared.
Okay.
Yeah, one moment. Hold on. I need to copy something down from the other view.
I can help you. I can read it off to you as well.
Right. I just need to copy. Okay, say something.
I don't know what you were copying.
There you go. I just needed you to talk to verify that the audio was working.
Yep, the audio is still working.
All right. Anyway, so sudo.
Yep. So sudo is a command you're going to use anytime you want to act as root. apt-get is your, there we go, and that's going to run. And what it's doing is it's going out and getting updates. It's going out and building the catalog for the updates.
So this is updating the operating system?
Yes, and the applications on the Raspberry Pi.
Okay, because like I know this is Duet's build. I wasn't sure if this is some sort of special Duet thing or this is just a Linux thing.
It's a Linux thing, so what you've got is the list of all the packages now. And now what you're going to do is you're going to run sudo apt-get upgrade, sudo apt-get upgrade.
Yeah.
And this is going to take a little while to do this upgrade, okay?
Do I want to continue? Yes.
Yeah.
It's going pretty quick. It's 10% already.
Yeah, it goes reasonably well.
I need to start printing the enclosure for this thing. The screen.
No, okay. What you doing, Fuzz?
I also have to figure out how I'm going to run HDMI and USB out to it. Those are not cables I'm prepared to make.
Nah, yeah.
So I'm probably going to have to just bury some extra cable somewhere.
Yeah, that could be a thing.
Oh, so from the router side, you're saying I can set an IP address to be permanent?
Yes. So on your router you can determine you can set a number of machines with fixed IPs. So that's a thing that you can do.
Wonder if I have to do it from the actual router.
No, you don't have, I mean, all you can do is log into the router and do it.
Well, I've got an application for this router for my phone, but it's not.
Okay.
But I don't see any options at all about setting an IP address.
Oh, all right.
So I'm gonna have to.
I just got an error because it says my duet's not available. And it's because I don't have the duet plugged into the Pi. I'm just running updates on it. So it might give me trouble. It might not. I don't think it will, but who knows. Yeah, just hit the Q. This is just telling you that there's
Oh, sorry, I was looking at router stuff.
yeah.
Oh, you said hit Q?
Yep, this is just a note.
It bugs me that my can't. Not sure what the IP address for the stupid router is. I typed in exactly what. I always seem to have trouble finding this router for some reason.
Weird.
I don't know why. There we go.
Yeah, it takes a little bit. Now, what's nice is you're going to get your RepRap firmware as part of updated as part of this update.
I'm sorry, say that again. For some reason I didn't 100% absorb what you just said.
That's all right. So part of the thing that's going to happen during this update is it's going to update your RepRap firmware as well. But once it's done,
You mean on the Duet?
Yep.
That's interesting.
Well, because the Pi is talking directly to the Duet.
Right. Well, how does... So this must be part of, somehow still part of the Duet package then, if it's, right?
Yep. Yeah, so if you look at the Duet page, if you want to flip back over to that while this is running. So getting started with your Duet 3.
One sec, give me like 2 more seconds. I'm almost done trying to log into the stupid router.
No worries. Do your router thing.
There we go. All right.
Well, I think I got the Titan put together okay.
I've logged into the router, but I'm not seeing
Yay!
how to set up the path or the static IP. But I don't want to worry about it anymore for the time being.
Okay.
All right, what is it that you wanted me to look at?
So go ahead and bounce over to a web page. Well, this is doing your updates.
Okay. You
So
want me to do a web page on the Duet?
Yeah, not on the Duet, but the Duet, getting started with your Duet 3
You're talking about on my main computer.
on your main computer. Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
asking you to change screens.
Yeah. All right. So what is DSF?
Sorry, what?
So it says if you have the latest Raspbian image, blah, 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 follow these instructions to get started with DSF.
The Duet software framework. So here's the thing. You started off with the Duet Pi. All this other stuff, app that follows the Raspbian setup guide, you've already done. So your next step is getting down to Duet Web Control. So if it's running correctly, and I don't know if it is for sure, I don't know if I'm understanding this correctly. Start terminal for debug output as a favor monitoring. Do that. Do start stop. Okay, so you know the IP address of the. Do you know the IP address of your Pi?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's try this. Open up a new web page, a new tab on your main computer, and try to go to that IP address. And see if that works. or not.
I was doing it. I was just doing it on a wrong screen. Hey, that looks familiar. A little bit updated from what I'm used to seeing, but familiar.
Yeah.
Huh.
I got a failed
MCU
to connect.
temperature.
DCS is not running because I don't actually have a Duet running. So, but I see Duet Web Control. It says DCS is unavailable. I'm not sure what DCS.
Wow, this is quite a bit updated. My Duet 2 is really out of date.
Yeah.
Yeah, my Duet 2, it's they did an update and I didn't like what they changed at the time. And so I didn't feel like doing the update. Well, now I'm so far out of date that I'm so far out of date that I don't even know what I need to fix when I update the firmware.
Yeah.
I printed out all the notes for updating the firmware, and it's about 50 pages or so of stuff I've got to read through. Well, maybe not that many. Maybe more like 30 or something. I don't know. It's quite a bit.
Oh, that's important.
It's a big stack of paper, and the worst part about this, I read through the entire thing once, and I highlighted everything, made notes, did everything, and I didn't have time to do it. And then when I'm like, okay, I've got time to do it now, for the life of me, I have no idea what happened to those notes. So I printed it out a second time, and I've only got a few pages into it.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it took me hours to get through it the first time. Like, I don't know, probably like 3 hours or something like that to read through all the notes.
So now you can get to your Duet control server, or Duet web services and Duet control server. So this is going to take, once you get all of your updates in place, you'll be able to do a direct Duet updates right from the Duet web control.
Say that one more time. I'll be able to do an update directly to the Duet through this interface?
Yep.
Huh. Isn't that something? Yeah, because the upgrade process that I'm going to have to go through on my Duet 2 is going to be substantial. Like, there's some major revisions that require special things when you go to upgrade it. And
I'd almost see if you can just wipe it and install a new block of firmware.
Maybe. Well, the problem is you've got to update firmware on like the Wi-Fi chip and everything. It's not just, you know, the firmware of the chip itself, but I got to update firmware on the several different pieces because it's all so old. Which that part I'm not really afraid of, you know, it's just doing it. The part that I'm afraid of is not having a working printer when I finish.
Yeah.
Because I have to, like the firmware things are going to be so different that, you know, things won't work. And I know there will be some of that I got to fix, you know. Which, again, I'm not really afraid of it per se. It's just that I don't really have the time to not have a working printer. So as soon as I get the Jubilee to a satisfactory state, then I can start updating the other printer.
Okay, cool.
I was gonna make it into an IDEX printer with two Titan arrows.
Oh, all right.
I have all of the mechanics sitting on my desk for it. I just need to install it.
That's cool.
And then someday in the future, I also have an extruded aluminum frame I designed for it, and I'm going to transfer everything over to the extruded aluminum frame, which was actually what I was originally doing, getting into the Jubilee stuff back when Josh was first introducing it to the world through Twitter.
Okay.
And I was chatting with him back then, well before he had even designed his pen plotter. This was still just a tool changing concept at that time. So I was trying to start working on integrating his ideas into the existing printer, and eventually it just made more sense to, go with the Jubilee. And I already have the Titan Arrow IDEX assembly pretty much built and ready to drop in. So it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to ditch all that to make it a tool changer when I'll have the Jubilee at this point, I think. So I'll just go back to my original plan.
Yep. I don't. Come on. That's what I did. Okay.
Yeah, I think the Pi is restarting.
Yeah, looks like it might be.
Although it concerns me that the screen is black and nothing's coming back up on it.
It can take a few seconds. Also, the Pis go to sleep pretty easily. Wiggle the mouse on the Pi.
Oh, look at that. Remember back when screensavers used to be a thing?
Yeah, I do.
And
so in my case, I've got it up and running, but it won't actually connect. So, because I don't have the Duet hooked up, I'm going to have to run updates again after I hook up the Duet.
Yeah.
And I don't have a 24-volt power supply handy to put power on the Duet. So.
I have one in my box. Want to borrow it?
Well, I've got a 212s and 224s sitting out on the shelf. So.
I was just kidding.
I bought a bunch. I bought some extra Meanwells while they were on sale.
How much are the Meanwell power supplies?
About $38, $35, $38.
Wow, Gesundheit. Bless you.
That was a surprise.
Yeah, for you and me both.
Completely caught me off guard. And it's like, where did that come from?
The deepest, darkest pits of your soul, apparently.
Yeah. Ooh, wait. Looks like Josh is online. So has anybody seen an Arrow a Titan Arrow tool mount?
For the Jubilee?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
There's a Bowden.
I mean, specifically for the Jubilee, I haven't seen one personally.
Yeah.
What I want to do eventually is I got a whole bunch of V6 hot ends. I think I don't know, I think I got a couple heat sinks, and I probably have some heat blocks and whatnot. So, and I've got on my old printer, which I think I'm just gonna decommission at this point. I mean, I don't know. I'm still debating because it's a perfectly fine printer, especially if I swap out the parts I have sitting in the closet that I originally was going to swap out on it. But yeah, I don't know. It's like a 200 by 200 with a Bondtech extruder and an E3D V6 hot end.
Yeah.
And has a build tack. Ever since I built,
right? I said if it works, it works.
Yeah, it does. But it's 12 volt running really old firmware, which wasn't really old when I updated everything. I updated it to the latest and greatest back when, shortly after I built the big box, I think, or sometime around then. I don't know. What I was thinking, though, is taking that Bondtech extruder, slapping it on as a fifth tool.
Yeah.
And then I could take out one of the Hermeras and drop in one of the V6s. And actually, I'm going to have several of them sitting around because I've got 2 V6s on the big box right now. So once I do the Titan Aero upgrade, I mean, I'll just have them sitting around. So that means I have 2 there. I've got 1 on the old printer, and I'm pretty sure I have at least enough to make 1 or 2 more. And so what I was thinking is I've got heat blocks for volcanoes and stuff like that. And correct me if I'm wrong, because I could very well be wrong about this, but I don't think I really need like a volcano on a Bowden setup. Is that really a big deal?
I mean, depends on what you're doing with it. I mean, you've seen some of the folks out there who are running it 4 Nimbles or 4 remote drives, and 4 remote motor direct drives. And I have some concerns about the remote because of the backlash. There may be some retraction problems. But that's just, that's just.
Well, I was thinking with the volcano and everything, like, you already have so much extra out there, and you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about it wrong, but I was thinking that if you wanted a really nice tight setup, you'd want to go with, you wouldn't be using a volcano to begin with.
No, I mean, volcanoes can be used for, if you have to move a lot of plastic, is what volcanoes are really good for, right?
Right, and then, so what I was thinking, like, I can set up, like, volcanoes and various things as a Bowden style, since I have so many extra heat sinks and heat blocks at this point in my life.
Yeah.
And it'd be a really easy thing to swap out. And that way I don't have to try to mess around with my Hermeras.
Keep your Hermeras. Hey, it looks like Josh is joining us.
Woohoo.
Hello.
Hey, Josh.
Hello.
Sorry. Better. Well, not perfect, but an improvement from yesterday.
Improving is good.
Everyone is hopefully good and not sick.
I'm healthy. I'm good.
Okay.
You're healthy-ish.
Ish.
Healthy-ish.
I
We're
feel
healthy-ish.
I'm about as healthy as I expect to be. How's that?
Okay. That's acceptable.
I am currently
My diet could be better.
Oh, geez. We're not even going to talk about diet. I keep looking at I've got a banana cream pie in the refrigerator.
Yeah, no, you've been talking about it for a couple of days now.
I keep looking at it. I haven't eaten it yet. I did break down on Sunday night and consume an entire pint of Ben & Jerry's.
So, as you may or may not be able to tell from the live stream if you're watching it, I am installing software updates on the Raspberry Pi right now.
Cool, cool. Yeah, I do see.
And while that's going, I'm preparing a Firmware mount, kind of off camera.
Nice. Oh yeah, so random question for everybody, like, how come, so was there any reason why not to use the like default Firmware that came with the tool changer from the E3D tool changer system from Greg?
I'm sorry, what's the question exactly?
Oh, was there any reason not to use the
aluminum
CAD
tool
model
plate?
from Greg?
Oh.
Oh yeah, with the aluminum tool plate. I guess it's expensive.
Well, I don't think the aluminum tool plate is anything but bling, but I could be wrong about that. And as far as his CAD model, I haven't actually seen it. But I don't know. So, go ahead, Brian.
Well, I used the CAD model when I was building my tool plate. Right? But the aluminum tool plate wasn't available for the longest time.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
And we were looking at one for the Jubilee. So there you go.
And I personally like the idea of being able to customize it however I want without having to. I mean, you're already, if I'm like, here's my Firmware mount.
Can't see it. Hold on.
I'm just putting it on put it on the camera. So.
Yeah.
I mean, when I say my Firmware mount, I really mean Brian's Firmware mount that I slightly modified for my purposes. So.
Yeah, that's what it's there for. I mean.
Yeah. Well, I didn't mean to imply that it was my mount. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Like.
I put it out in the world. There was a reason, Of course, I have no idea what I did with the bag of novels that I had. It very well could be on the Thank you, Kat.
Everybody needs a bag of nozzles.
Yeah, they're not great novels, but they're novels. I've got my 4 Titans here.
Oh, I know what I should be doing. I need to put heat sinks on my motors.
I'm waiting on some finals. My bolts were 5 millimeters too short to mount that hot bed on the big printer. So I have to wait until I get the new bolts. And nobody local has them. It's like great.
It's okay. It's to be expected.
Yeah.
The state of the world.
Well,
the state of the whole world.
Yeah, anyway, so it wasn't like it was a big deal. So what I've discovered is we don't actually have a Titan Arrow mount for the Jubilee.
Go.
And for whatever reason, I bought 4 Titan Arrows. So there you go. They're not.
Oh no.
Triangle Lab knockoffs. Oh no. What do you mean, oh no?
I messed up one of my boxes of connectors.
Oh no. They didn't hit the floor, right?
No, but somehow it had flipped upside down at some point in its life, and some of the connectors are in the wrong holes.
Got it. I have this tiny little plastic box with 6 inserts holding titanium heat break. I'm looking at these going, This could be a great prop for a sci-fi film.
I don't even know how these were originally arranged in here. Oh well. I don't care. I'm just
You know
gonna
what I'm
close
going to
it.
do tomorrow?
What's that?
I said tomorrow is my rope yarn day. This is a very nautical Navy term. It's the day you spend fixing it's the day you spend the tools and stuff and cleaning up your uniform and sewing stuff, all that kind of personal maintenance. I'm going to be personally maintaining my desk tomorrow.
What is it called? Shipyard Day?
Rope yarn Wednesday.
Oh, rope yarn. That's cool.
Rope yarn, and on board, the old sailing ships, that was as much doing net and rigging repairs and things like that. But it was also time that the able-bodied seamen and the sailors could spend working on their personal gear as much as anything.
Hmm.
And if the workload not still, the Navy still does it.
So what is this SPI stuff it's talking about?
Okay, so SPI is one of the ways that the Pi talks to the Duet 3.
It should just be a matter of installing a driver.
Don't even have to do that. He's using the Duet Pi build.
Oh, then it should be done for you. Yeah,
it's already done and set up and ready to go. In fact, it looks like your upgrade is done.
Yeah, that's
So we already got him we got him hooked up to the Wi-Fi, and we got his VNC set up, so he'll be able to VNC into the Pi.
Oh, cool.
So he can VNC for when he has to work on it, but he can also go straight to the Duet web control as he needs. So that's good.
all right. So
yeah.
Oh
What's
my
next?
goodness. Downloading step files. The worst.
Downloading step files?
From GitHub.
Oh, yeah.
I did look at hosting things on GrabCAD. It turns out GrabCAD is owned by Stratasys.
Yeah.
And I read the terms of service, and it was basically like, here's the terms of service, but also like at the top of the terms of service, we can change things at any time. I was like, you know what? I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Stratasys doesn't have the best reputation.
Yeah, so I'm kind of leaning against leaving it there. That said, I looked around Google and I looked through GitHub, looked for projects that did host SolidWorks solid parts on there, and it seems like it's the thing people do instead of just zipping it all up. So I think I'm going to try to get everybody or move in that direction because it's a little bit more manageable because then we don't have to use LFS because all the file sizes are like 10 megabytes max.
Okay, are you talking Google Drive or?
No, just GitHub, but just instead of using a zip file, actually having all the actual files there.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know why I didn't do that to begin with. I think I was worried about GitHub changing maybe carriage returns and line feeds under the hood and making it unreadable on the SolidWorks side, but it seems like that is not the case. It seems like it treats it like a raw file, so you can't view it, you can only download it, which honestly is kind of better.
Okay, that works.
So I have to clean up the CAD model now in order to get it into a state where if I pack and go, which is that SolidWorks term for making a clone of it, it respects the folder structure in a way where it doesn't look like the whole folder structure is like I made it up as I went, because maybe I did do that.
Making it go is a pretty common way to design things.
Well, at some point a year ago, was it a year ago? Yeah, it was like a year and 2 months ago. I sat down and was like, you know what? I don't have a toolbox. I don't have a SolidWorks toolbox because it's too much money. I'll just make a folder on my computer, which will be the toolbox, and I'll add a bunch of metadata to the parts, like a part number and stuff like that. And that ended up working out really well. So Jubilee taps into this like bin of essentially toolbox parts that are living on a folder on my computer. So now I have to figure out, do I make a copy of that? Do I make that a GitHub Git submodule, or do I just pack and go?
You might want to consider that, because some of us, I mean, so I went ahead and upped my membership to EAA. So now I'm running SolidWorks 2019.
Can I interrupt for a second?
Oh, sure.
All right, a couple of questions. First, the SD card, that is its hard drive essentially?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so if I took it out, then it just wouldn't work.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, perfect. I just want to make sure I understood that correctly. Then what is the next step here? Obviously, I need to set up my Duet configuration. But aside from that, though, is there any other updates or software or anything I need to worry about before I start dropping in the config?
You just got to stick the config files in.
Yep, you're pretty much ready to start configuring it and ready and good to go.
Like the macros. The
Awesome.
macro files need to go.
But
that's
okay. So I've never done them really.
You can just drag and drop them on. If you are able to connect to it over your network and open the web page, you could just paste it, or you could just upload it there.
So he's able to get to Duet Web Control too.
Perfect.
He's also able to VNC into the Pi if he needs to, but
yeah.
So that's the VNC and SSH. I wasn't going to try to command line talk through all this stuff with an SSH connection. Some of it you can do, remote terminal, but you don't need the VNC anymore at this point.
Yeah, VNC at this point is kind of like for emergencies.
Yep. So you can go ahead and exit your VNC connection. And I guess so you can just drag and drop the command files onto into the Duet Web Control, and it puts them where they belong?
Yeah, as long as you have a folder that says macros.
Okay, so do you have a folder that says macros?
I think there's a folder that says macros already by default.
Oh, all right. I have to make this screen bigger because I can't actually see it. The other thing is YouTube has defaulted all of the resolutions down. So
there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think this is actually a directory called macros. Yeah, so if you just go to software, yeah. And then there's only Duet 2, but it works for both. Macros.
Yeah, I was.
Wait, are you looking at you're looking at a commit? Yeah, go ahead and click on that again.
There's only these two macros?
Yeah, just those two.
Okay. All right, this is the part I always have problems with.
Yeah, try open a new tab. Yeah, I know. I just had this problem.
Actually, 1 second. I think I have. Yeah. I have the GitHub desktop now.
Oh yeah, if it's there. If you can get to the folder on your actual computer. Yeah, how recently did you download it?
Well, it's the GitHub app, so it should be up to date, right?
I think you have to manually click refresh, or like fetch origin. Is that thing in the corner right there? Yeah. Which Right there, yeah.
5
Yeah.
days ago.
Oh, then
No.
you're probably fine.
Yeah, I just hit refresh. Nothing changed. So.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so if you go to config files here, those are the files you want to drag and drop. Oh yeah, you already have a copy of it, so cool. Macros. And as for sys, you'll have to do that manually, and the machine where I was doing this already is in lab, which it is not going to be super easy for me to get there now. Oh, there's a different way to do it.
What
Yeah,
just
sorry.
happened?
Go back. Then go to macros. You actually have to say, you can do it two ways. You can either say new file or upload macro files. Yeah.
It said 2 files uploaded, but it only shows 1. What?
Oh, refresh?
I got it.
Ah, sweet.
Okay, so
Yeah, what I've not done, which I totally should do, is do like a filament load and a filament unload macro.
By tool.
That sounds like a misbehaving cat.
By tool. Yeah. I don't think that's the. Are you going to cut and paste it into this?
yeah, just bear with me for a second.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop Daniels in there, and then I need to
Yeah, that's probably a good
edit
place
it
to
a
start.
little bit.
So yeah, I've got a Duet 3 set up, Pi ready to go. But because I don't have it actually connected to the Duet, it doesn't let me do anything. But I did run updates on it, so it's ready to go. It's got all the, it connects to the network and everything like that. So
It will be ready.
it will be ready. Although this is the one, this Pi 3, it's the Pi 4 with the 2 gig of RAM in it, and it's got a bad video on it. The video output doesn't right.
I love how all programs are starting to, or not all programs, but a lot of programs are starting to come out with dark mode.
Oh, me too.
It's so nice. Like, why did it take so long for us to realize that dark mode is better?
Well, I mean, it's strange
Dark.
too because I feel like that was the default if you were editing a terminal window from a terminal window back in, let's say, the late 80s, early 90s. But it could just be that I have my understanding wrong as well.
No, I mean your terminals, you know, your TTYs and things like that were. I mean, if you got color, you were like way out there. You were like ahead of the curve. Now, if you actually had a screen, boy, were you lucky. Otherwise, you were like, you know, paper tapes and teletypes. We had a teletype that we could go to the 780 at the
teletype, does that just show you the text?
It's literally a typewriter.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right.
It's a typewriter, teletype. Yep.
Gotcha.
Yes, the server can unexpectedly close the connection because I told it to shut down. Duh. It's like, hey,
Not sure if that's your cat or your computer.
No, that was the computer. It was I was putting the Pi down so I could put it away, and it's like connection lost because computer unexpectedly shut down. It's like, yes, I know it shut down. It's because I turned it off.
So, quick side note. This is what Daniel gave me here. What are all these extra files, and what do I need to do with them?
Let me maximize my screen.
So I got
T-free and T-pre, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
That is for doing the tool changes. Yeah, I actually just played around with it like a month ago and made some improvements. I will get new ones out for everyone because there's a way to do it a little bit more carefully than how I did it in the past, and I think Denal is still doing it kind of the original way. These will probably be fine for starters, but I'll let people know when they change because there's this thing that I added which I call like the coupler kiss, which is where it just pushes into it right before it twists the actual twist lock, and that's done in the tool change config file.
Okay.
But yeah, if you plunk these in the same directory, you'll be good to go.
What directory do they need to go in though?
The same one as config.
Okay.
And yeah, it's kind of hard to see what is there. Oh, home X, home Y, home Z. Yeah, all that stuff is when you click on home, it invokes home all, and home all invokes home X, home Y, home Z, home G, or sorry, home U. So those are probably all correct. I haven't really made any changes to those since the beginning.
Okay. Do you have some initial hardware testing protocols?
I don't. Like the lights, so to speak.
Well, yeah, kick the tires, flick the lights. Clipper has a. Have you ever seen the Clipper config or Clipper documentation?
No, I should go. Well, I mean, I have some of it, but probably not the one you're referencing.
Okay, so take a look at if you can pop it open real quick on the documentation for clipper.org or clipper3d.org. Right?
Clipper docs.
Yep, documentation. So there's the installation config, right? Config checks. So the config checks are pretty useful. Now they're working with Octopi, but I'm not worried about the details here, except for the protocols, the deliberate method of checking things before you do anything else, like verify that you're getting temperature readings.
Oh, okay. I have not something quite like that. I have something similar in the wiki, which I added like a month ago. If there's like a tuning Jubilee section, which is connecting to it, tuning the bed heater, and then tuning the extruder heaters, and then setting tool offsets. The tool offsets one is a draft. Connecting, if you already have a connection, you don't have to worry about it. Some need to be written. And this is actually a really good inspiration for me to actually add some like first time turn it on checks. Yeah, so these are similar, but they're not exactly what you're describing. So I could definitely take some inspiration and do something like that for Jubilee.
Okay, so you see where it says verify motor enables?
Yeah.
Your end stops, and then he's got a function here called stepper buzz. And what it does is it only moves the stepper a millimeter in each direction. So it moves it in the positive direction and then back. So it gives you an option to see if your steppers are at least moving in the right direction.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a good, like a pre-flight check.
Yep.
Yeah, I will read through this and try to make something that is in the same spirit.
I just, from a standpoint of, so people don't crash it on the first power up.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Man, I don't know what I had.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I didn't know what I did there a second ago, but like my processor was pegged to the wall.
Really?
Yeah, I'm really just kind of surprised. I've never, for about a good solid 2 minutes there, I couldn't do anything.
Oh, that's all right. You were generating bitcoins for somebody else. I mean, Josh. I mean, somebody else.
Oh yeah, did I mention that when you download the GitHub repo, it installs some malicious firmware on your computer? It starts making money for me.
Uh,
No, I wish I had that much time.
anyway, yeah, now it's down to like normal, like barely doing anything levels. I have no idea what it decided to get so confused about there for a minute. Okay. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you guys.
No.
Oh yeah, no worries.
Oh my gosh.
What is going on?
Keep using the wrong keyboard.
Are you talking about the Pi keyboard
Yes,
instead of your computer keyboard?
that's exactly right.
I've had that problem before, but it's a good case for getting comfortable with VNC or SSH, because then you can start boot up Pis with less hardware. Basically, you don't need discrete anymore. You don't need all sorts of other things, but it does take some work to get comfortable with it.
So I've got a KVM under my desk, under the edge of my desk here, and it's I went ahead and got one of the ones that does full 4K displays. So I have no idea if that actually worked or not.
What is going on here? Once again, I'm talking to my computer. Okay, 5 millimeters.
Huh?
Well, I'm just measuring something, and it's proving difficult to get at.
What the heck? Why is Logitech Options running in the background?
Why is Logitech Options?
Meanwhile, Logitech is like, I would have gotten away with it too if it hadn't been for those meddling kids and that talking dog. 5.5. How could they not leave me a lot of clearance? Whew,
Do
okay.
you really have to add these one at a time? No, okay, those added 2, so that's good.
Okay. Interesting.
Alright, yeah, the only problem with this firmware is Daniel had started editing it for BL Touch, so I gotta figure out where the old stuff was. Oops, that's not what I wanted.
Interesting. Okay.
Now, if you're going to use the nozzle positioning, the CV stuff running,
Oh yeah, I have yet to really play with the CD stuff. Issue number 43 has yet to come back and haunt me. Oh, whoa, this is really lagging there. Okay, there we go.
Oh, you idiot. I was searching, trying to find a config file that Daniel posted like back in January. And I was searching our conversation history, not his post history.
Oh no.
I'm like,
Oh, there's got to be a better way to. Oh, I've got to encourage more people to post things on GitHub.
Yeah.
yeah, I've been starting to try to do that, but I've got more stuff I got to put up there.
Well, I'm happy to walk you through it at some point.
Not tonight, but
That's
maybe
awesome.
tomorrow if you're
Yeah,
on.
I actually do. That could totally work.
Tonight I need to stop doing what I'm doing, but I don't want to yet.
Okay, is it fully defined? Yes, it is.
You know what I
Tiny,
find? Go ahead.
tiny little music box.
I love music boxes. They're adorable.
So I'm sure you know Ventagotten, Martin, right?
Oh,
The,
Winter Catan?
the Marble Machine X.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Have you seen his other series?
Oh, which one? I
He does one about mechanical musical instruments.
I've seen a couple, but I probably haven't. I'm sure he's got plenty more that I have yet to catch up on.
Well, you got plenty of time now.
Right? Well, sort of. I'm trying to take stock of all the instructions and clean things up so I can get 2.02 out in a reasonable, well, before school starts again. And I'll have less time. That said, I am pretty much homebound, and I can't really release it unless I test it. And the IEC power supply socket burned out on my printer, so I can't print anything to test it.
Oh
It's
no.
it's unfortunate, but whatever. That said, there's still a ton of CAD and instructions that need to get fixed, so I'm trying to work on that right now.
So that socket seems to be a problem for a lot of people at this point.
Yeah, I was actually kind of wondering, because like sourcing it was difficult, but this is the first time I've actually had a problem with it functionality-wise. So I was wondering how many other people are experiencing issues with it that have to do with, I mean, any and all of the above.
So, and I don't know if it's because of the particular nature of that socket,
Mm-hmm.
or has it got something to do with, you know, I don't know if it's that socket or if it's that that particular brand or manufacturer of that socket.
Yeah, or the noise filter, or I mean, it could be a variety of things. So, I at least making that part printable, or making the shroud printable will make it easier for people to add alternatives.
Right.
Yeah, it's too bad though because that really was a great. I mean, it had noise filtering, it had a nice button on it, it's fairly compact. Like I want to like the part, but if it's that much of a problem child for so many people, then it's probably worth looking at a replacement.
Which part?
The socket that you don't have, you
Oh,
have the one that you had. Yeah. So I checked the fuse. The fuse was fine. I checked, and it just apparently just not gonna able to get anything out at the other end.
So something inside.
Something in the inside of it is broken.
Got it.
Okay, are people gonna be upset if I make a parking post? Are people gonna be upset if I make a parking post that basically adapts E3D's design exactly to look to just basically exactly plug into Jubilee?
Why would, I'm sorry, what?
he
Well,
wants to. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm not
oh,
sure.
the,
I'm not sure I understand the question. So the E3D parking post, I'm not familiar. I've got to go look at it.
yeah, so Illustrator now sells it as a replacement part, and so does E3D. So I figured they've already done a great job putting the tool together. Why not just figure out how to bolt the parking post to Jubilee and then have a day, or call it a day with adding a Hemera.
The E3, the tool changer dock fixings kit.
Yeah, I'm just being lazy because I don't want to do more design work.
You don't have to. I mean, the one I've got, I think, is reasonable for both the tool post for regular Hemera and for the Hemera with a tool board.
Oh, and I forgot the tool board too. Oh, you're right.
I mean, if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But let's see, blank tool plate and dock kit, $75.
I think that's the one.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose you could mount a Hemera to it. Yeah, you could mount a Hemera, I think. Looks like you can.
Yeah, there's a. I can screen share. Can I screen? No, I'll just send you a link. That's easier.
Well, I'm looking at the Illustrator one right now. And you say this, well, now we have identified that the lockup is a little different between the Jubilee and the Hemera. I mean, the Jubilee and the E3D tool changer, because their balls are set back a smidge more.
Oh, but when I catted it, it was the relative spacing is the same.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good point. That said, I haven't actually thoroughly tested it. I think I ran in like a couple hundred tool changes on it and then called it a day. So it might be a good opportunity to actually sit down and say, okay,
Are you running
sure it's qualified.
Hemera on their tool changer, on their tool post?
Wait, come again?
So you're looking at the E3D blank tool plate and dock kit?
Yes. I will send you a link.
Okay, well, I'm looking at it. I just don't, there's the tool head. Okay, hold on.
Ah, shoot.
Uh-oh.
No, I just need to change the configuration to not worry about the second toolboard yet.
Ah.
So naturally it's popping up 4,000 errors about it. Let's see. This is one of those things where we're supposed to not do on our machines is cascading errors. So the first error is that your CAN bus to the board 2 doesn't work, so none of the other errors should pop up.
That's part of the, that's poor error handling. So this is using the E3D tool changer dock and mount.
Right.
And this will work with Jubilee?
Yeah, you just need an adaptation to bolt it onto the 2020.
Well, that's not hard.
Yeah.
But the other thing, so here is a difference, right? E3D Tool Changer Hemera Upgrade Kit. What the heck is that? Why is that $90?
Oh, maybe it comes with the plate.
This is the dock fix. It comes with okay, it has the tool plate, a receiver. It has a part cooling fan. It has a dock fixins kit and a Hemera fixins kit, which is a bunch of screws, literally. So that's a $90 upgrade.
Does Duet have syntax for commenting out entire sections of code?
Or like a block comment?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Not to my knowledge.
What did I miss? Still looking for CAN bus 2.
So for $15 more, if I'm reading this correctly, so $74.99 to $89.99. Okay, what is the difference here? What is the difference here? Looks like they add some extra screws, and they add a 4010 blower fan for $15. Literally, they add some extra flathead M3s.
Convenience.
Yeah. So yes, this could be used, but you still have to print parts for it. In order to mount, I think you still have to print parts. Maybe you don't.
Maybe I'm missing something here. Do you guys know if there's somewhere where you tell it that there's a second board?
Ooh, I have not gotten this far yet.
I think you have to put a jumper onto the board to end the CAN bus.
No, that's not the problem. The problem I'm having right now is it still thinks there's still something in the configuration telling it that should be a second board out there.
Oh,
And
well, why don't you just do a search for CAN? Alt F.
Alt F. I don't know that will do anything for me, but let's see.
Yeah, it's a browser. Alt F. And type CAN.
Well, I mean, there's nothing labeled in this configuration here that says CAN. Well,
maybe it's not in. Maybe it's in another.
I don't know. Bed. Can you bump a motor without homing it?
There's a debug setting you have to put in for override in order to do that. File management, settings, general. Is there anything, I don't know, so I can't really help. I just know some general stuff.
Are you trying to move it to figure out if it's going to go the right direction?
Yeah, I just wanted to bump the steppers, see if I could.
Ooh, it might involve some GCode, work, but I believe it's possible. It's just not very practical. I think what I did in this situation was I double checked my wiring and held my finger over the X, Y, and Z, or whichever axis I was trying to home, and then just clicked home.
That seems like a very silly way to do anything.
Oh yeah, it was a terrible way to do it, but
can you do an M119?
What's
I think
that?
it's M119. I think it's I'm double checking here. Yeah, M119, and then it's your end stop state. I mean, you could send the G code directly. At the very top of the page where it says send G code.
Yeah. What is it? What am I sending it?
M1. If the console, you want the console, right? So machine control console, because you want to see the results.
What is it?
This is just asking the machine what the end stop states are.
Oh.
Are the end stops triggered or not?
I gotcha. Okay, that's useful.
I think in the GUI somewhere there's an end stop check where you can just check them from there.
Oh, well, okay.
On Duet 3. I have not used it, but I'm almost positive it exists.
Okay, X worked.
Oh, you were able to, yeah, so,
Y works.
Yep, you can just like physically press it and then hit that again and see what the.
Oh, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah, that works.
Uh-oh. Z is not working, so that's...
Z says it's at the minimum stop.
It did? I thought it said... It says
It says
not...
no stop, but Z probe is at minimum stop. So.
Oh! Okay, yeah, I see that now.
So if you release it and then run it again, let's see what it says. Because I don't know where you have your Z plugged into.
Oh, right, because Z doesn't necessarily have an end stop. This is like a duet 3 quirk.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Z probe not stop, yeah.
Yep, not Z probe not stop. Okay, there you go.
All right.
Now, is your bed running? Is your bed actually at 70 degrees?
Oh, I don't think my probes are right now. I'll figure that out
Okay.
eventually. I was just...
When you're ready to do tuning, I have some wiki docs. Speaking of that, of which I have to make wiki docs for the whole setup here too.
Okay. Hey, Josh, did you see the load filament macros that are built in?
Yeah, I've seen it. I haven't actually played with it.
Huh.
Okay.
Oh, that sucks.
Your
X went the
e-stop
wrong
is,
direction.
That's all right. You just did your e-stop, which is what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, but I'm wondering why X went the wrong direction.
It could be your either wired backwards or your
The
direction.
config can also change it too.
Yeah.
You can invert things in the config.
You flip your direction pin.
Don't unplug the motor while it's running though.
No.
Or while the thing is on.
Yeah, that's bad.
Okay, Y just homed, so that went the right direction.
Hey. Don't home Z without homing X. Oh, actually, it will not
Oh, I'm not gonna mess with Z tonight.
let you.
I would like to bump the steppers, but I think Z will let... In my Duet 2, it lets me move it, so I might see if I can... Huh?
I think Z stepping is the option.
Yeah. What did I want to do? I want to look at system config. So Y goes the right way, but X goes the wrong way. How does that make sense?
And because it's core XY.
Well, that means some things have to be correct and some things have to be wrong.
In the top, you can change motor whether or not the direction is inverted.
Hold on. So stop here. Go up to your configuration here. Nope, you were right where you were.
They're all the same. Okay.
No. Down just a smidge. I can't tell you what line you were on because you moved way too fast.
Well, you told me to go back up. I went back up.
No. Go back down a little bit more. All right, so you see your X stepper, Y stepper?
Yeah, I'm looking at that.
Okay, so your drive direction.
Mm-hmm.
If you think your Y stepper is going in the wrong direction, it should be S1. Is that right, Josh?
Y went the correct direction. X went the wrong direction.
Yeah, right. S0 is normal and S1 will invert it for you.
Yeah, so if you change that to S1 on the X.
I just wonder what went wrong to make that happen.
It could be any number of things.
Is your wiring consistent on the machine? I mean, my guess is that it is.
I tried to be extremely careful with my wiring as far as that stuff goes.
Okay. And you need to restart for the...
Yeah.
The other thing I saw was the 16-tooth pulley on the steppers was commented out.
I'm sorry,
did
what?
Donald add 20 tooth pulleys? I think he did.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to correct that in your config file.
Where's that at?
Scroll down, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah, steps per millimeter.
Yeah, so you gotta comment. You see where it says M92?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Okay. So,
I would have not even, I didn't even notice that, so good catch.
yeah, leave the 21 in there. Just comment it out,
I
or not.
don't need it.
Oh, wait, okay, you're good.
Yeah.
And then reset.
No, I saw that commented out, and I went, that could be a problem. No, I never do troubleshooting over WebEx. Or Zoom or anything like that. And the problem is we're not real time.
Whoa.
Yeah. Did that work? Uh-oh, it looks like it worked. It didn't look like it worked.
No, so
What did we do?
I went to home X and moved in Y.
Oh, okay. I think I have an idea why it doesn't work. So, Core XY does this weird thing where it maps things. It's not a one-to-one. It's not a. Okay, what am I trying to say? The transformation between rotation on motor 0 to X rotation is not one-to-one. It's like rotation on 0 is driver 0 affects motion in X and Y because it moves it at a 45-degree angle.
Yep.
So that might be why, and it might just be that we have to fix it somewhere else.
Okay, so we have to go back.
We have to just to look at the config and be very careful about what the Core XY settings are, or we'll just double check that it's set correctly.
Okay, so we have to look at config.
Yeah, I think it's getting out of an e-stop state.
We need a big red button.
That would be cool.
I've done big red buttons before, especially the ones marked danger, do not.
Kinematics. Scroll down.
Where did you say I need to go to?
Right there. There we go. Oh, okay. I guess it's just one setting. Okay. 669 kinematics. It's right there. Let's look at the rest of these settings really quickly. Motor current. Holy crap! Those motors. That's a lot of current for these motors. That's a lot. We should turn that down.
Yeah. 2500.
Yeah, you should set them for like 1900.
Yeah.
Where am I looking?
906.
Yeah.
M906.
906. So X, Y needs to be 1900, you said?
X and Y need to be like 1900.
Yeah.
And Z is the same motor, so you could have it be like 1900 also. Although I've been able to run mine at a little bit less, like 1700 or something. But yeah, those will cook your plates really fast.
2.5 amps. Yeah.
They're not even remotely warm at the moment.
They're not really running.
Because they haven't been enabled yet, or they haven't really moved and haven't really been enabled.
Gotcha.
Idle percentage. You want that to be like 60. Sorry, the config. Because we're laggy. Where you just it says I30. You want that to say I60. Otherwise, the tool changer lock will hiccup and it will lose its connection after like.
Oh, wait a minute. Just for the tool changer?
It sets it on everything, but
well, it looks
actually
like
it's. Oh, where is that?
Yes.
Okay, it's the next one, I40.
140, yeah.
Okay, I think we talked about this. Basically, like neither of us was sure, so we were like, we'll put it if it sets everything, we'll just do it last. If it sets just one. We'll just do it to we'll just do them as two separate lines, and then worst case scenario, it has slightly more current rate.
I really need to
if
get
I'll
to.
set it at 40. Oh, go ahead.
I need to get to bed, but here I'll paste this into the chat here, and if you wanna give it a once over and see if there's anything else big.
Sure.
But yeah, I'll be doing this all night if I don't stop myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and we got to get the CAN bus. We got to figure out what the CAN bus thing is too.
Yeah.
But I should also go to bed.
Did that? No, you don't have to go through it. I'm not asking you to fix all my problems, but if you were curious, I was posting it. That's all. That posted as a text file?
Oh, that's amusing.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Adam Savage. Hey, I'm just bypassing one of the safety mechanisms here. Well, that could probably be the title of my